Well, if today was yesterday, then that would mean tomorrow would be Friday. But since today's Friday, that means yesterday was Thursday, which means we've not adjusted our shorts yet for this week. But my name is Ray Stone. Today is Friday, November 21st, 2025, and we've got time for it now. But just enough. So let's get into it. The news. Al Jazeera. Punishable by death. Trump threatens Democrats with sedition charges. I don't think Trump knows what sedition means. I bet you that before yesterday, he may have heard the word, but thought it was something you do on an island somewhere where you don't tell anybody about it. Sedition. They're so close. They're kissing cousins. The U.S. president denounced Democratic lawmakers for calling on military members to reject any illegal orders they may receive. The Congress and lawmakers have publicly said, hey, don't forget, if you're given an illegal order, an unlawful order, you are allowed to disobey because it's unlawfully given. And Trump is calling that sedition and saying it's punishable by death. And what I'm seeing is, of course, the rhetoric on TikTok is that this is the same kind of stuff that incited the violence on January 6th. And it's true. Some people will take that shit literally. As the president of the United States, you don't say... you don't say that people should be hanged, because there are fanatic people out there following that will do it. And so if they do, I mean, who should get hanged? You know, maybe. Moving on. Mamdani's meeting with Trump comes with a power disadvantage. They're already trying to paint Mamdani into a corner. I think there's enough money in New York that you probably should be able to make it on your tax revenues alone. And if you can't, then there's a real problem. If the federal government is giving assistance to New York City is the highest per capita by volume per area, square foot, whatever, has the most people in it. The densest city, I think, in the world, certainly in the United States, with the highest GDP. Why am I paying for that? Why am I paying to assist New York City with anything? Because that's what federal funds do. You could argue the same. Why do any federal funds come to Arizona from New York? I understand that. But we're not the richest city in the world. I mean, I think they're the richest city in the world, certainly the U.S., but I heard it recently stated the richest city in the world. Why does it need assistance if it's so rich? Oh, I know, because of corruption is why. BBC. UN Climate Summit drops mention of fossil fuels from draft deal. So what they're realizing then, what this means is that, because I'm sure that it's not good to be putting all this smoke in the air. When you put that much smoke in the air, everybody's breathing it. But I did see a fact recently that with this also has come the most plant life, the most trees, the green canopy on Earth is larger than it's ever been. Now, I don't know if that's true. I just saw it on the internet, just like this right here. But if it is true, doesn't that mean it all just adjusts? It all just adjusts and it's going to be fine. That's what that means. But also, I think there's a giant hole in the ozone layer for the exhaust. But also, I'm not sure if we should be removing tons of liquid and minerals and stuff from underneath the crust. That's how you get a sinkhole. A sinkhole. Mucho el stinkhole. Anyway, here's what's in the Trump administration proposed 28-point Russia-Ukraine peace deal. Now, it says the framework would basically benefit both sides, but that is not the case at all. The framework for this benefits only Russia. It requires Ukraine to give up all the land that it has already lost, so lines drawn exactly where they are, and a little bit more. Ukraine gives up any plan to enter NATO for like 28 years or something like that. And I mean, essentially, it is a huge smack in the face to Ukraine. But here's what I think. I think that Russia and the United States, everybody's been on the same page. I'm guessing Zelensky is also in the room having these meetings. He's like, all right, you're going to get painted as the martyr, the guy fighting for his life, so that we can spend all these weapons. Because that's all the game is. Just spend the weapons. We have the weapons. We have to spend the weapons so that we can make more weapons because we need money. It's so obvious. You guys are so obvious. It's not even funny. But let's talk about the plan. U.S. revives Ukraine. Russia peace push with Zelensky and the fences. The new U.S. drive comes as corruption scandal has weakened Zelensky. So now there's a propaganda saying that there's corruption in the Ukrainian government, some $100 million missing. Okay, we, for the record, had like 2.1 trillion go missing right before 9/11, but 100 million, well, that's a big news. Then there's more. Reuters exclusive. U.S. threatens to cut Intel and weapons to press Ukraine into peace deal, sources say. So really, I mean, it's just been, and then Russia says that they have yet to receive anything official from the U.S. on the peace plan. So it's just gaslighting from the left and from the right, and that's the game. The game is the most important political tool anyone can own is a newspaper. Was a newspaper. Now it's the internet. It began with paper flyers, propaganda, then the newspaper, propaganda, then the radio, propaganda. Then they got it on TV. So now they've got an image in your house, propaganda. Then it's on the computer screen, propaganda right to you. Now it's in your pocket, right to you. Advertising and propaganda right to you. So that's the axiomatic agreed maxim. Propaganda is the most important tool of war. This is what the Jews know. This is why they own the media. I'm not anti-Semitic. It's the truth. So, taking that information and applying it to everything we see, what do we see? It's all propaganda so that they can spend their weapons to make money and feel good. I don't know. It's human sacrifice. It's been going on forever. Oh, this was fun. Actually, a little piece of crazy good news. Original first edition Superman comic sells for $9 million, breaking the all-time record. And here's the kicker. Here's the clinker, Mark Normand. It was found in an attic. Holy fuck. Probably somebody's grandma passed away finally at 109 years old, hasn't been in the attic, put a bunch of stuff away that she couldn't bear to throw out because she has a big heart and she loved her family to the end. And when they started cleaning out Nana's attic, somebody found a Superman comic that said 10 cents on it. 10 cents becomes 9 million. Go through your grandma's stuff, people. That's what I'm saying. She wants to see you enjoy that while she's alive. Hurry, hurry, hurry. That's amazing. I love that story. That's very fun. All right, moving on. I just looked up seabed mining, because that's something that I've been worried about, and they're doing it. The NOAA, National Atmospheric, whatever, the people we think we trust to tell us what's in the news, they've just streamlined. They're introducing a bill to change the rule to streamline from a 2-part process to a 1-part process to strip the seabed of its minerals. I mean, we just can't get enough. We haven't even explored down there, and yet we think we know what to do. Let's see here. South Africa's dispute with the U.S. escalates amid a row over the G20 handover event. Now, this is also propaganda, because what I've been seeing, seems to be some other propaganda, is a young military leader named Ibrahim Traoré of Burkina Faso. And he claims to be tired of the West, white people, coming in and stripping Africa of its riches and then leaving Africans poorer than everybody on the planet. And to a morally fibrous individual, you would have no choice but to agree with this sentiment. If someone came to your property, offered you a shit deal, and then stole all your stuff right out from under your nose, and then your siblings and people finally figured it out, you might go, oh, wait a second. We should be mining this stuff ourselves and selling it and becoming as rich as the rest of the world. Why aren't we doing that? One of his quotes is, if Africa is the richest continent, which they seem to be, all the gold, all the diamonds, all the rare earth minerals, it all comes from Africa. If they're so rich, how come the people are so poor? And it's because white people come in, make a deal with one guy who's willing to throw everyone under the bus for ease of access and power. And then you have all this infighting, right? Because then you have small groups that figure it out and they try to fight for what's rightfully theirs. And then the government calls them insurrectionists and slaps them down with machetes and chops their hands off and their heads off, etc. Well, every once in a while, you have a guy like Ibrahim Traoré, who, if you Google him, he's not in the news, but he should be, because he should be in the news all the time. He's mobilizing force to try to take back what's rightfully theirs. And what they're doing is, this is what comes up when you Google Ibrahim Traoré and you push news. South Africa disputes with the U.S. escalates amid row over G20 handover event. Because they don't want you looking at Ibrahim Traoré. So I'm just saying, look it up and check it out for yourselves. And with that, you can go ahead and adjust your shorts back to their normal levels. You've been kicked in the dick by the news. My name is Ray Stone. Have a wonderful weekend, and we will see you on Tuesday, maybe. Bye.